A new batch of Epstein files was released. Internal chat messages revealed how ICE makes its viral videos, and at least one new Banksy mural appeared in London. That's some of what we'll get to on The 7 from The Washington Post. I'm Rennie Svirnovsky. It's Tuesday, December 23rd. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. Number 1. A second big batch of Epstein files includes many mentions of President Donald Trump. On Friday, the Justice Department released a large tranche of Jeffrey Epstein documents that contained few mentions of Trump. But yesterday, officials disclosed thousands more files about the deceased sex offender that included references to the president. For example, the documents show that a subpoena was sent to Mar-a-Lago in 2021 for records related to the government's case against Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's accomplice in sex trafficking. They also include notes from an assistant U.S. attorney in New York about the number of times Trump flew on Epstein's plane. The notes claim that one flight included just Trump, Epstein, and a 20-year-old woman. Being mentioned in a mass trove of investigatory documents does not demonstrate criminal wrongdoing. Trump has not been accused of being involved in Epstein's criminal activities, but the documents provide a window into what federal prosecutors were examining, as well as their awareness of ties that Epstein had with Trump. Trump unveiled a new class of Navy battleships named after himself. That's number 2. The president has recently led several efforts to rebrand existing institutions with his name. Those include the U.S. Institute of Peace and the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts. Yesterday, he announced that he will help design a class of battleships that will bear his name. Here he is speaking about that plan.
Welcome to Mar-a-Lago for this exciting announcement of the new Golden Fleet. We're calling it the Golden Fleet that we're building for the United States Navy. As you know, we're desperately in need of ships. Our ships some of them have gotten old and tired and obsolete, and we're going to go the exact opposite direction.
A logo unveiled for the new ship class depicts Trump in the moments after a July 2024 assassination attempt, with his fist held high. The Trump-class naming would defy the Navy's long-standing tradition of naming aircraft carriers after presidents and battleships after states. Number 3 is a Post exclusive. Thousands of internal chat messages show how ICE creates its viral videos. For years, ICE's public affairs arm ran like a routine government comms shop, dispensing public service announcements and press releases that few Americans would ever see. But during President Trump's second term, the team has rapidly transformed into an influencer-style machine, churning out flashy videos of tactical operations and immigration raids. This morning, the Post published a report based on thousands of internal messages. They show how ICE has worked with the White House to pump out brash content showing migrants being chased and detained. They also show federal officials mocking immigrants in crass terms and discussing video edits that might help legitimize the administration's aggressive stance. You'll only see this story in the Post today. You can find the full version in our newsletter. Just follow the link in our show notes. A Black lawmaker accused Vice President J.D. Vance of using racist tropes against her. That's number 4. On Sunday, the vice president delivered a speech at Turning Point USA's America Fest gathering in Phoenix. At one point, he mocked Representative Jasmine Crockett and her recently announced Senate campaign. Vance ridiculed Crockett's, quote, street girl persona and her nails. Later, Crockett slammed Vance and said Republicans fear her authenticity.
We have a candidate in me who absolutely plans to talk to any and everybody, and that is why they are afraid. The fact that he said I have a quote-unquote street girl persona, I'm sorry, but anybody that you talk to knows my credentials. They know that I've gone to school. They know that I'm educated. I never tried to put on some random story about where I came from, but at the end of the day, I am who I am, and I am authentic.
Vance's comments about Crockett echo President Trump's public attacks on the Texas congresswoman. She is an outspoken critic of the administration who centered her campaign launch on being a foil to Trump. Number 5. Giving up on homeownership could be changing young Americans' lives. A new draft paper from 2 researchers shows how young adults giving up on homeownership could be changing the economy, mostly for the worse. 2 doctoral candidates at Northwestern University and the University of Chicago used a database that has tracked the transactions of more than 500,000 Americans since 2014. And they believe that when young people think homeownership is out of reach, they put less effort into their jobs, spend more on luxuries, and do less long-term saving. The researchers suggest a targeted housing subsidy from the U.S. government could nudge young people to become more disciplined and hardworking for the rest of their lives. The majority of teens are interacting with AI companions. Many of their parents have no idea. That's number 6. According to a study from nonpartisan group Common Sense Media, 72% of teens have used an AI chatbot at some point. And the group says its risk assessment of popular AI platforms found that they pose unacceptable risks for under 18s. Those risks include producing responses that contain sexual material and dangerous, potentially life-threatening advice. The Post spoke to one woman who found messages on her daughter's phone from a platform called Character AI. She thought her child had been speaking to a predator due to inappropriate content in the messages. Now, she wants the platform to take meaningful action to protect young people online. And at number 7, London got at least one new Banksy mural for Christmas. The anonymous British artist Banksy has confirmed that new artwork in London's Bayswater district was inked by him. The piece shows 2 small children bundled up in winter clothing and pointing up toward the sky, as if they're stargazing. The mural looks very similar to another piece of artwork that was spotted around the same time in the middle of a central London shopping district, near Oxford Street. Banksy, however, has not confirmed that he's behind that piece. This hasn't stopped people speculating about the murals and what they mean online. Take a look for yourselves at the link to our newsletter. You can find that, as always, in our show notes. All right, you are all caught up. But before you go, I wanted to plug yesterday's episode of Post Reports. It's about an executive order President Trump signed last week, ordering federal agencies to reclassify marijuana as a less dangerous substance, from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. Learn about what that move means for consumers, scientists, and business owners, and whether it means weed is legal now in all of the United States on Post Reports. I'm Rennie Svirnovsky. I'll meet you back here after a short holiday break.